If you knew me before, you wouldn't even look my way. If I had the nerve to speak, you wouldn't hear what I say. Time has come and gone so fast, we're not who we used to be.
Okay. In 5, 4, and welcome back to Sullivan's Unheard Voices. I'm here with Heidi and Benjamin. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so I'm geeking out a little bit in particular with you, Heidi, because I have a soft spot for people who play the violin
Oh,
because it's so challenging.
it is.
Goodness, the idea of playing a guitar without a fret.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you pick up the violin?
I'm glad that no one told me ahead of time how hard it was. My uncle was a violin player, and then my great grandfather, he was from England, and he immigrated down through Canada, playing the violin with the Salvation Army band so long ago. So it's kind of in our family line, but yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
How old were you when you first started?
I was 10 when I started. I have students a lot younger than me, which is amazing. So yeah, just to see little kids even attempting this awkward thing, it's pretty
Remember
cool.
the first violin you picked up?
I think it was probably a rented one from a shop, but I started in orchestra in public school up in Olympia, and yeah, thanks, Mr. Pendergrass. That was my first teacher's name. Yeah.
And then how about yourself?
I started picking up guitar when I was a teenager, and so that I had a hard time. I had a lot of social anxiety at school, so writing songs kind of became a way for me to communicate. So guitar really became just a way of talking for me. So it's something I just still do. But yeah,
Do you remember the first guitar you picked up?
it was a Honer. I was 7 and I didn't like music then. So I was like, oh, this is music. I'd rather go watch TV.
Yeah.
And so, but then like I started hearing music that I really liked, and I was like, oh, I could write music like this. That's what I want to do. So, yeah.
And how old were you when you had that sort of epiphany?
Probably 15 years old. Yeah.
And so at 15 years old, you sort of get back into it. At what point did you realize, I'm getting pretty good at this?
Uh, I thought I was really good at it until I heard myself recording. That is the bane of every musician's existence. I was in a couple high school bands where we thought we were amazing. And some of them were I was not. And yeah, so I think I just honestly kept doing it until the place where I was like, okay, I'm adequate. And someone actually told me, it was probably about 15 years ago, it's like, hey, you should consider doing music more professionally. And so having someone kind of give you that push helps.
And then what was the genre that you started with?
Oh, it was acoustic alternative. That's what I was into. Anything with an acoustic guitar. I always wanted to play electric guitar, but I never could do it very well.
Does it require a different sort of approach to playing guitar?
Yeah, I think that it's really loud. And I think when something is loud, it's like I can't control it. So my acoustic is like something I can be expressive on without feeling like it's out of control.
And then in terms of the guitar pairing with the violin, how hard is it to keep those two sort of along the same sort of key range, if you will?
I kind of think about the violin and the guitar as there's the cake and the frosting. His guitar work is so steady and solid and lays a foundation, and then I generally am a listener of that, and then now I can come in and add the sparkles and the shimmer. So, um, yeah, they pair really well together. We met about 20. We're married. We've been married about.
Be 22 years.
Oh, what a gracious man to live with me. We first met though in a band that was nicknamed by his friends Eternal Sucks. So we
Again,
So, so you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Try to suck less, It's the goal. Just every year, suck a little bit less.
So how did you sort of transition from like the concert sort of arena to like being into like a band kind of thing? Because I like the transition. I love the content you all are putting out there.
Oh,
It's so
thanks.
unique and different.
Oh, good. Thanks. Yeah. Well, we've been playing, yeah, we play a lot as a duo, but over the years, we've had friends who just, they are
They're
such
super
amazing
good
musicians,
musicians, and
play with really good musicians
Yeah.
who then make you sound better is always the goal.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's just, and just listening and growing in what we listen to. I think the more you listen to other music, you realize, oh, there's so much variety out there. So Dave Matthews Band has always been a huge influence. So
And
yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Is there something about that Dave Matthews Band that sort of like,
Yes, I love the way he plays guitar because it's not like he's stationary on one chord and just changing. He's doing all kinds of things. It's not like lead, but it's interesting. And then he had a violin player too, which is kind of how you kind of
Yeah.
transitioned from like playing like sheet music to learning to play in a band.
Right. Because I was trained classically and I didn't know how to play. How do you play with a band? But I really wanted to. And so I was really struggling to hear, okay, how do I do this? And then I heard Dave Matthews Band and I was like, how can I get that vibe? And just jamming with other musicians too, just learning from other people has made it so great.
freedom in a band that isn't in classical?
Right.
If you don't get the note exactly right at the
Right.
exact time in a classical arrangement,
You're off.
you're off. And, but in a band, it's like the smallest imperfections, I think, is what creates the best music.
Yeah, you can be imperfect. And one of the tricks is if you just close your eyes and sway a little bit. Sound like, oh, I totally meant to do that.
Mistake becomes improv. But yeah,
But I totally get you on the Dave Matthews piece. Like, I geek out to Dave and Tim all the time.
oh my
Mm,
gosh, I know.
Like, just like,
absolutely.
and it's sort of those. That's sort of like one of my earliest transitions into something
Mm.
that wasn't metal.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because like I grew up very limited in my musical sort of arrangements. If not arrangements, the right words, but I grew up very limited in musicality because music was not important in my dad's household.
Mm.
And then I didn't venture out until I joined the military. And a good friend of mine introduced me to Dave Matthews, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?
What is this?
I said, what is this?" And ever since then, I've been like a fan of every genre of every sort of music because I just didn't realize how limiting I was being to myself and
Mm.
just the breadth of music out there. Because like
Yeah,
I'm always searching for like those unique like diamonds in the rough. Like
totally.
I didn't see that coming.
I like what you just said. Just was a good reminder about not isolating and being left to ourselves. How important it is learning from other people. And sometimes I don't think it's intentional, but if you're raised, yeah, in a certain way with just a particular type of music, you have no I had no idea how much music was out there because we kind of listen to specific things at home. So yeah, it's great to learn more. And one of the things I am so grateful for is my mom. My mom was an amazing piano player, and so I grew up on much older music than was my age. It has been a gift though because we do lots of music in retirement home communities and memory care, and so I just know that music because of my mom. So I've been able to teach you.
Learn that.
You learned so many standards and old folk music, and so that's such an important thing to me is providing music for folks who can't get out and see music and music that they love and that triggers their memory. So
And I really appreciate that you all do that, because like one of the things that I've learned along the way is just how few people visit people who are in these
mm,
different communities. And so if you have that opportunity to sort of engage and sort of provide that sort of service is huge, I would imagine.
yeah, it's really cool to, especially in memory care. Johnny Cash is a really big favorite in memory care units these days. I mean, he's timeless.
Of course.
So what's really cool is I've learned to watch people's mouths, kind of to see once a song they'll start moving. It's put that on repeat because that struck a nerve somewhere, but it takes kind of just paying attention to what's going on. Yeah, so Johnny Cash is definitely still a winner.
It's been fascinating to me just how, like, if people in memory care still have access to their memories through music.
It's so incredible.
Really,
It's incredible to
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you guys been doing that long? Or?
Quite a few years, yeah. Probably 5, 6 years at least.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably longer.
Yeah. What we like to do a lot is do trivia between the songs that relates to the song or that decade, and try to get, okay, who was an actor during this time, or
Right.
just to spark up as much conversation as well, since the music's triggering something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing that you do, and we also do this like when we play at farmers markets where there's some kids, like we'll bring like a little instrument basket so people can, join the band while we're playing, and that can be a lot of fun as well.
I love that idea too, because like so much, uh, there are so few opportunities for kids these days to have that sort of interactive experience with music.
Yeah, it can change their life though. One experience doing music, it can totally encourage them to participate. And I think I have really bad social anxiety. I don't really even enjoy being on stage. I'm like, why do I do this? I love music and people so much. But once you get kids involved, it kind of reminds me, oh, this is not that big a deal. This is love and sharing, and I don't need to take myself so seriously. So it's so great to have kids remind me of that too.
I think people need to hear that too, right? Because if somebody is like really loves music and is like wanting to get into music, but they have this social anxiety, they
Yeah.
have this social like do it anyway, please.
Yep.
Like how freeing is it once you make that step? Like
Yes.
before this podcast, I was very much a recluse. Like I didn't get out, I didn't talk to a lot of people. This was what gave me permission to have conversation.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
so since I've started on this journey, so many doors have opened up because like I took that leap, and the world is not as scary if you have something like music or a podcast or something to
Yeah.
sort of help navigate those waters.
A tool, some kind of tool or something because yeah, sometimes we don't know how to be, and music or podcast or art is this thing that can help provide this bridge between a person.
It's like a really good handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
art doesn't care who you are. Art accepts everybody.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't matter what your skill set is, it doesn't matter what you're like, art is there for you and it welcomes everybody, which is
Yeah.
what I love about it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
So when you all are sort of in that phase, one of the things I love to talk to musicians about is the muse, because I do really believe that the muse is like a living, breathing thing.
Mhm.
So what happens when the muse visits you? Do you have like a recording device? Do you like write things down? Or like what happens when the muse comes up with you? It brings you an idea of a song.
Mhm.
I don't know what you do actually.
I don't know what I do actually.
Express.
Yeah.
Do when you are greatly inspired.
It really, there have been times where it's not, I used to really just function on, I'll get something and I'll just work with it till it comes. But one of the things I've started doing is kind of having I took a class by a guy named Graham English that was like about speech songwriting, and it gave like some disciplines to do, like come up with a topic and then write and be really concerned with finishing the song. Because what I do is I get caught up on one guitar part that I will play thousands of times and eventually get words to. So it really helped me kind of go from start to finish and have something done, not perfect, but a good first draft. When I'm not doing that, oftentimes, like if we're in our little church group or something, I'll be sitting at the back with my guitar, because my guitar is like my binky. I don't, you know, I'm in charge of the group, but I'm still, holding on to the guitar, and I'll just start finger picking, and it's amazing when I'm not thinking, when I'm just kind of relaxed. All of a sudden, something will come, and there'll be just this resonance that I feel. It's like, oh yeah, this is a song. I need to pay attention to this, and then eventually something comes out of it.
Do you feel an emotion or do you have a physical sense that, oh, this is
Okay,
it?
I've never been to a chiropractor.
Oh,
Have
okay.
you?
I have, yes.
Okay. So we can imagine.
That's a
I,
long story.
oh, alignment is the best word I can use. It's like for me it's like a gift from God. It's like all of a sudden, oh, this is the gift. Here it is. That's how I
Oh,
feel. So
interesting.
yeah.
I know that if I don't write down immediately a good idea, I will forget it, which seems weird. Like, how could you forget a great idea? But I will. And so I think I have had to pull over driving, I think, because they don't recommend that you type or write while you drive.
It is frowned upon.
It's not a good
Especially
idea.
today
It's
don't
not,
do it.
especially today, yeah. So if I don't write just down one little sentence immediately, if it came to mind when I have time later to go back, then I will forget it. Or if I don't do a little voice memo in the grocery store. So if you've seen me in the grocery store singing into a phone, it's all right. Don't worry, I'll be okay.
As I've gotten older, I've gotten to the place where I have to do the recording thing, because if I don't, like my brain just forgets it. It
Yeah.
just totally does now. So yeah.
There's a premise to one of my favorite Tool songs,
Good.
Rosetta Stone.
All right, which album is that off of?
It's off of I hate names. The see names are the ones that escape me.
Sorry.
Vicarious.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. So the idea of the premise is he's abducted by aliens, and the aliens have given him the key to human survival. A message of hope for those who choose to hear it, a warning for those who do not. Me, the chosen one, and I didn't graduate from high school. And then it's on like they told me all this, but now I can't remember what.
Totally.
That's awesome.
I totally get that. Like it's you have to catch that moment, otherwise it's like just gone forever.
Yeah, especially if it comes when you're in the middle of something else. Sometimes you can't always predict when a good idea is going to come. And so um, I'm trying to organize my little phone thing because any notebook all in the house could have an idea on it. And I'm like, what is this
What does
lyric?
this mean?
This is why, and there's a to-do list and there's bills on this page. So I am trying to be more intentional about where I write them down. But, you know,
Do you ever like pull him aside and say like, "I have this. Do you know what this means?"
oh, probably, maybe, I don't know.
Usually, what you do is you'll sing the song, or you have a
Oh,
first kind of idea, and then you
okay.
can help me put the guitar to it.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I do. So I need other people to tell me
I'm
what do I
glad you
do.
asked. We don't.
It's such an interesting thing because no two musicians have the same approach,
True,
Totally.
true. Yeah.
and so like once that idea sort of comes and you sort of put these tracks together, what's the process there? Do you sort of like meet up with each other and like feed off each other and like bring in other parts of the members of the band?
Yeah, what we usually do is like we'll bring the song to each other, and we'll kind of be our own editors and get it to like a really working thing. Oftentimes we will perform the song as a duo multiple times before we bring it to the band.
We try to work it out a little bit. Is this gonna work at all? And flesh out where some of the problems might be already. Yeah.
and then we'll bring it to the band, and then sometimes it'll expand a little bit. Our drummer and bassist and percussionists have a lot of different tastes, so they'll help make it fit for a full band.
Because how we might play a song just the two of us, like at a winery, is going to be totally different than how we would play it with a full band. So to try to figure that out is good. But yeah, we don't do a ton of writing together. It would be a lovely idea. We have written a few co-write,
Yes,
but usually one of us has written the basis of the song, and then we'll bring it to the other person to very gently
and kindly.
and kindly say what's good and what's not working. Because
So creative.
especially if I'm this way, I'll think I have this genius idea, this awesome song, and then I'm like, like it's not getting the reaction that I wish. But it's okay. It's good to get an honest reaction because I learned that from a writers group.
But then when you do that, though, that allows the opportunity to pivot and recreate, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, when it comes to like songs, specifically with the violin, do you find that there are certain genres that don't lend itself to like a violin type sound?
There are a couple, I would say. You would probably be able to tell me better. Maybe pop music, I have to, if it's a pop style, I have to be a lot more intentional. Because pop music tends to be pretty clean to my ears, maybe if that's the right way to say it. So, um, yeah, and there were a few songs on our the project coming out that I think I just didn't play on a couple things
Yeah,
because it just wasn't sitting right. And sometimes the notes technically should work, but it just doesn't sit right. So we're like, you know what? If it's not working, we can't force it to happen. So uh, I'm okay with that. I'd rather it serves the whole song rather than I got to get this one part in that I really liked. I really care about the whole song sounding right and not being taken out of it by a part that didn't fit. So
yeah, the song you're thinking of is kind of more of a reggae inspired kind of song. But what we ended up doing though, because whenever you and I play together, you're usually playing through most of the song when we're playing live. But for that song, it was like we found, okay, here's the one section. And that one section was perfect, but it just wouldn't have worked to have you. Yeah.
doing the whole song, yeah. So
And at the same time, though, I appreciate the ability for you to sort of allow that to happen. Like some musicians would be like adamant, like
mhm.
their ego gets in the way. And so I love talking to musicians where their ego isn't like at the forefront of the conversation. And I always appreciate that. And you
Sure.
can tell about also with the lyrics that you all have that comes in your
Mhm.
songs. It's like it's not an ego-based lyric that
Mm.
starts off with the music.
Oh, that's good.
That's
That's good.
right.
That's good. Oh, well, I'm really excited. The last song on the album, and it's called Compass, is actually a really old Irish song called The Parting Glass, and I really I love older music that's that nobody knows how old it is because it makes it timeless and it helps to remember that people have gone through hard things for so long and it kind of brings them up to us in this time like yeah we have people who have gone before us and they've lived through hard times we can keep going and it's also a blessing song and that is really in this day and age people are speaking so horribly to each other and not aware of the whole community needing to be loved and so that's a song I'm really excited about is so yeah not having it be about ego but about love for others so yeah I'm really excited about that oldie. It's definite oldie that's
That's
several centuries oldie but we made it kind of rocky so that's fun.
And you were going to say something, sorry.
no.
Okay.
I'll say something eventually.
A minute.
So in terms of like though that piece of it, right? Because like I think that's a really important piece of the conversation today is that if you take a step back and you look at us as a society, I think we have way more in common than we do have
Mm,
apart.
mm,
And anything we can do to spread the message of we need love and
mm.
considerate
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
compassion for each other way more now than we have in quite some time.
Yes.
Because like you see all the negative vitriol out there, like all of those disparaging comments
Oh
towards
my
other
gosh.
people. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, like don't wish death on anyone. I don't care who you are. Like
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And Mr. Rogers isn't here right now, but he kind of is. We can, that spirit of love is, I think that's why so many people our age who grew up with Mr. Rogers are watching his episodes now because there is so much need for that words of love to be
Yeah.
spoken out.
And I,
and he was pure.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Absolutely. Oh, no, no. Well, and I think like one of the things that we really like to do when we play is really kind of try to remove that stage audience thing because we want to make connection. We want people to feel seen. And the win for us, yeah, if people like what we play, that's great. But the bigger win is if they're inspired to do something as a result, or if they feel loved as a result of being around us. That's really what we want.
Yeah, the best compliment I could ever get is that somebody who listened to us thought, I want to go make something now. That to me is the win right there. Like let you say it really well, Ben.
Yeah, we want to be their opening act.
Let us be so whatever you're making.
I really like that. Is that like an approach that you've always sort of carried with you?
I know. I think when we started doing a web show a few years ago is kind of we began thinking more intentionally in that way, I'd say.
Yeah, I think back when we were first playing, we probably weren't
No.
as intentional. You get older and you realize what's really important, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
That yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have an ego and I've had to learn to check it at the door.
That's fair.
I'm a cross-cultural kid, so I was born in the United States, but I lived in Eastern Europe for about 4 years, and so I spent a lot of time in villages in Romania and a lot of village churches where music was very communal anyway. It was very, hey, we haven't met you. You're visiting. What would you like to share? It was kind of just expected that anyone who walked through the door who was a stranger must have something they want to share. There was, and so I kind of view music so much that way, like you must want to share something. You have creativity in you. So I was used to that. And then returning to the United States, I kind of forgot a little bit some of the stage things. So trying to bridge those two worlds has been a good journey. Yeah.
Way that's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Because like I picture like just now, like I moved from an apartment to where I'm at now, and I didn't know anybody
Mm.
where I was staying at before. It's like it
Yeah.
was like the cold shoulder kind of effect,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
which is kind of typical in the really dense urban population areas. And so, like, to move to a space now where the neighbors kind of come out and be like, hey, welcome to the
Mm.
neighborhood. Like, who are you? Like, it's just I wish we could get back to the place where we all knew our neighbors and loved and supported our
Mhm.
neighbors because I think it's just one of those interesting experiments, not experiments, but it's just interesting aspects of the time we live in. Because it's like one of the things I appreciate about music in general, especially in the Portland Salem area,
Mm.
is just how opening and welcoming musicians are to
Mhm.
other musicians.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's so unique.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those things where, like, yeah, I see you struggle too. Because music is not today in the dispense. You're. It's not a mission of profitability. It's a mission of passion.
Exactly. Totally.
Yes. A t-shirt for that would be yes, yes. Yeah, if you're going
George over here.
Yeah,
if you're going in it to try to be famous or try to be rich, you're almost everyone will be disappointed. So it's yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even if you don't make any money, it takes a lot of work and a lot of practice
Oh,
to be
yes.
stage ready.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
It's not like you can pick up a violin and 2 weeks later you're on the stage at the, it's just
No.
that work.
Yeah. Years and years later. Yeah. One of our favorite things that we've done was when we hosted an open mic
Oh,
for
yeah.
a season, and that was in Portland. Because what you said reminded me how encouraging Portland musicians are of each other, and you had all ranges of skill and talent, and just the equal enthusiasm for all skill levels was so wonderful, and all different styles. And
Everyone was really supportive. It really formed like a really nice
it
community.
was, yeah,
Right.
yeah. And so that was really humbling. And to be able to introduce everyone was just delightful. So that was a great season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a reason you sort of like went away from that, or
Well,
Well, COVID
COVID.
happened.
that's fair?
That
It killed a lot of
That was
things.
did, yes, I know. I know that thing, that season that it's like, did that really happen? Yeah. So it just didn't reboot. So that's why we've tried with a lot of our um the gigs that we do that we play now. It's like if there's a way we can include others, that that's I'm always got my eye out. Like how can we include someone else in it? Yeah.
And how important is audience participation in music?
it will
Huge.
it definitely determines how fast the time goes. Because like if we get booked for a 3-hour gig and it's a really active crowd, it feels like it was an hour. If there's nobody there, or if you're getting that what do you call that? The 10-second delay on the applause because the song was over. Uh, 5 hours.
Delay clap.
So like
Yeah,
yeah, so, I mean, audience participation for us definitely helps us remain energetic. Um, but even if it's like two people though, and they're really engaged, and we're actually having a conversation with them between songs from the stage, to me that's rewarding. That's
yeah, yeah. I think that something that we've learned over the years is if you're kind of an unknown musician, which most of us are, um, having a blend of your original music with covers is really important because if they don't know you, to listen to anyone for 2 or 3 hours is already a long time. And then if they don't know any of the music, so to try to learn covers that you can play authentically, um, but that way the audience, oh, I know that song. That way they feel like they're part of the experience. So kind of weaving those in and out with covers and originals has proven to be really important. Yeah.
yeah. I was resistant to that at first, but Heidi was
Because you
right.
have to play all your own
I
music.
know. Ego. You see, hey, there it is. There it is again. It's showing up. Uh,
You're wanting to share your art,
yeah.
which is good.
No, but it's been really good to do that. And
Yeah.
you know, the sad thing is no matter what cover you do, someone's going to give us a request that we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we feel really bad.
Really good disappointing people who have requests.
I'm just going to throw this out there to the world, and all you people listening, right? If you want to go and say, make a request for like a band that's on stage, go to live band karaoke.
Oh.
Outside of that, just let the bands play the music that they are there to rehearse and practice and perform. Just please,
Bless you, sir.
please.
Bless you.
I
Oh.
have two pet peeves when it comes to music.
Ooh, I want to hear. I can't wait.
One is people that make odd, strange requests. Like everybody's going to know how to play Skinnerd, and like Skinnerd is not appropriate in certain kind of venues. And the other one is people who sit up there and say, tip the band, but then they don't tip themselves. Those are my two
Yeah,
biggest
that's a good
complaints
one.
with music.
That's a good one.
Like, please tip the band. Like, come on. You're spending $150 on drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
Spend some money for the music. That's it.
That's really sweet.
I want to pay attention to that next time. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but I believe it happens.
All the time.
Uh-huh.
All the time. It's the people that profess like you need to tip the band, like, but you haven't tipped the server. You haven't tipped, like, anyway. I digress.
I don't have cash, so you need to do it.
But even now, cash isn't an excuse.
True. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
With Venmo
Yeah.
and with everything else.
There are options, yes.
That's
If you
true.
have an extra $1, extra $2, like throw it towards the band. Like most bands are not making more than $100, $150 a show. Like that's just the reality of it.
Mhm.
And some venues don't even pay bands at all. And so it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's just local music is so important. I wanted to see more people give back to the local musicians just because I think it's so important.
We wouldn't complain.
Yeah, absolutely.
People should know that even just like $1, if I'm counting the tips and I'm remembering an evening, it is really it's really emotional, even just $1 because you didn't have to give that. You weren't required to do it. But it's just a symbol really of that you cared and that you appreciate it. And so it's really emotional when I'll just go through. I'm like, wow, so many people cared and you didn't have to. And so that we like to eat. I mean,
Of course, our cats like to eat.
we appreciate that, but it's just really meaningful. People's generosity when they're not required to be is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's such a trivial thing because like you see people dancing, you see people
Mm,
like if you're
yeah.
dancing, you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Just pay it forward.
We love dancing, by the way. Musicians
Yes.
love it. And even
Yes.
if it's just one of you, go for it.
And even if you're on like okay, here's the thing, and this is true, right? Because I have a disability, so I can't get on the dance floor and dance.
Mm,
However, every musician that I talk to appreciates the fact that I'm dancing while I'm sitting on the sideline.
absolutely.
Still participating.
Absolutely.
So even if you're not on the dance
Yeah.
floor, but you are still moving it, you're feeling it, and your body is compelled to move, that's good enough.
Mm.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, totally. Oh,
Even just that slight little head bop
Yeah.
that says volume.
because I know, yeah, that's my favorite thing is to look out and I see someone they're not looking at us, but they've started to move. I'm like, we are connected now. The music has connected us, and we're with you.
Yeah. It's kind of like what that is like sending a text back. It might just be a little emoji, but we're not being ghosted. So, that, yeah.
I'm going to use that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is helpful to us as musicians from venue owners and staff if we know if what our role is. Do you want us to be background
Right.
music? Do you want it loud? Because sometimes we're not sure. And so, yeah, I think venues and staff we welcome knowing, okay, we want
If we're going
it
to be
to be
background
about,
music, we're not going to
yeah, if
engage
we're
as much.
exactly. So we always appreciate
Yeah.
knowing what's helpful. And if we know what's helpful, then the venue's it's a win-win. So if we're helpful, then it'll help them too. So yeah,
Which is a good point because I would imagine the venue is going to know their clientele base the
Oh,
most.
yeah.
of course, absolutely.
And then that sets you up and the venue up for success
Mhm.
because, like, you're going to change your approach to the musicality
Absolutely.
based on the need of the client.
Yeah, because some places they'd like it really loud, and then other places their customers they want to have music, but they want to have a conversation. So if a win-win for everybody. But yeah, staff of venues, like you said, you know your audience even better. And one thing, Ben, that you're good at coaching, maybe musicians who are they're newer on the scene, is researching the venue first, because we're not a good fit for
No.
all of you.
If you get on a venue and all you see are a bunch of metal bands,
You play folk music, you're probably gonna not be their audience. So or their musicians. So it's good to do that because you want it to be helpful to everybody.
Yeah.
Expectations.
I totally get what you're saying. Like the Radness ensues, for example, right?
Mhm.
Which is just down the street, an amazing punk venue.
Oh, okay.
But if
Nothing for us.
you're not
Not target audience.
I mean, unless you're going to infiltrate the punk scene with your folk music, which hey, maybe that's your thing. So Yeah. So it's good having a good relationship with venues and staff is
In our
really
mindset when we
important.
go into a venue is we want to serve the venue. We
Yeah,
want to we want to love the customers, but we also want to love the venue. So
yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, because there's a mutually beneficial relationship,
mhm.
and you don't want to put yourself with a venue that's not going to be a good fit
Sure.
for either of you,
Yeah,
because you're going to set yourself up for failure, and that doesn't do anybody any good.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a very good point. I never even thought about that before.
yeah,
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like one of the things also about venues that does frustrate me from time to time is when they're not promoting their music on their
Mm,
social media.
mm,
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, just take an extra step and pop out there that you have live music and this is who's performing. It's
Sure.
like, yeah.
Man, marketing is such a skill, though.
Oh, tell me about it.
Uh,
Um,
You were talking, yeah, I forget. You were recently talking to one of your last couple few episodes, I feel like, about
yeah.
it. I'm trying to remember who it was with. But yeah, musicians and marketing, it's a very
mhm.
different skill set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like it requires a different part of the brain that like I can't function in that realm.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I was even in the communications room, like communications was my background before my job now, and so like even with that, communications is different than marketing.
Right.
Mm. Oh,
Totally.
okay.
Totally
Oh,
different.
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
it's a different skill set. It's a
Mhm.
different way of looking at things. It's like
Right.
because it's like it's that piece that's it's so hard because of the way that our social media is now structured. And it's
Mhm.
like you're competing against other factors that's not even in the music realm.
Right. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Totally.
like, where's the space for musicians in music to sort of have that? I don't know if there is one right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because the algorithms change all the
Yeah.
time, for one, and that makes things challenging. I know what I tend to do. Like either I will, because like we have like a little script that we use to kind of pitch what our music is, the style, and that kind of thing. And we usually will just share that on our social media. Sometimes I'll pay for an ad. But one of the things that's been really helpful for me is finding like groups that have events. Like, because I mean, like let's say we had a gig in Kaiser, I'd looked up Kaiser groups on Facebook. I joined the group, share the event on the Kaiser group. And that's a great way to like kind of generate interest in marketing without having to like always pay for an ad.
Yeah, because like when you're paying for ads, you can't even really predict if it's going to a person that actually likes music to begin with.
True.
Let alone a specific niche of music that you're trying to, you know, you're casting a tiny little hook.
Yeah, it's true. No,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
But at the same time, though, like when you're talking about like marketing and putting your information out there, how long did it take you to sort of craft that idea of like the elevator pitch for your specific band?
Oh man, I think you started it.
Did
I
I?
think you
I
did.
probably blocked it all out.
I think you did. I think when we were trying to like get booked at wineries, and I think you'd come up with a really good script, and so it really came down to a copy paste thing. And when you copy and paste, make sure you put the right venue in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I may or may not have done
That
that.
might be a little embarrassing.
Or send an email with the wrong name?
Oh gosh, yeah. But you did that, and the other thing that we're really blessed with, our percussionist is a marketer. He's really good at that. So he and I will get together sometimes and we'll craft like, oh, here's a script we can send to festivals. Here's what we can send to this, and I'm good at tailoring it.
So, is there a reason you use the term percussionist over
Oh,
like drummer?
Great question. Yes, because our drummer plays the kit, with sticks. Our percussionist plays conga, bongos, djembe.
I just did this.
I know.
It's not really how he plays. I feel like I look more like Ross in Friends, where
Right,
he's
don't
like
look
telling
like
people,
that.
"You don't look like that."
He on the album he played this really cool instrument called thunder drum that has this little tube hanging down and he just shakes it. It makes it sound like a thunderstorm or a telephone wire falling to the ground.
Talk about that creative outlet to
Yeah.
bring in different sounds to
hmm
sort of complement the marriage between violin and guitar.
Yeah. Well, both of us really love world music. Like if
Yeah.
it's music from a different country, a different culture, we love that. Love listening to it because I get bored with straightforward music. I so get bored with it. And I love jazz, I love jazz, but I can only listen to jazz, but for so long. So listening to other things is just, yeah. So that's why, we love having the world percussion and all that kind of stuff in there.
Because I'm always on the lookout for bands or groups that have a unique sound, because it's like the more complex the music, the more my ear goes, I want to hear more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I love bands that play with counts, that play with different levels and like different notes together. Like you wouldn't think these notes would be in unison, but then when you hear them together, like, oh, that's
Yeah.
different.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
People tend to give you instruments to you acquire. Well, we kind of
Sometimes I acquire them from music
we
stores.
kind of have a no more. We
with my
don't
credit
a no
card.
more guitar rule. Like we don't need any more guitars.
No, I'm
but if it's anything else, yeah.
Yep, I acquired a banjo this year. Managed to put it on a few songs on the new album. It was really fun.
Was that hard to pick up?
It is in the sense like, I tell people I play banjo like a finger picking guitar player. So you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
What's see? I don't know what the difference is. Oh, speed. Oh,
it's speed. It's speed. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Banjo
I'm working on it,
player.
but I'm not quite there yet. But it's really funny. I didn't really come to music theory until like my 30s, and really learning like scales and that. And learning that and learning what makes up chords, what makes up notes and all that has really made it like when someone gives me a stringed instrument and tells me what tuning it's in, I can usually find chords pretty quickly. And that's just because that's the gift of learning theory, was nice. But
And then is there like a different amp that you use for like acoustic guitars versus like the electrical sort of sound?
I do have an amp, but what I usually bring to shows, I usually go straight into a direct DI box, and I have a pedal board that guitar pedals you didn't say no more to, by the way. So
in case you don't know, there are so many pedals you can have, and the pedals do different things to the guitar.
I do. So like I
only have 2 pedals for my violin, so
very specific for acoustic guitar and all that fun stuff. So I can usually craft a different sound that way.
Rather than lug the amp.
It's mainly just because it's heavy. I can carry heavy stuff all the time. So
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the things I always love asking guitar players too is, what's your strategy if you break a string?
Oh.
Cry.
It doesn't happen too often anymore. What do we do?
It usually I keep a spare set, or like the old, like if I change strings, I'll take the old set with me, so that way if I do break a string, I can change it. We'll just say, hey, we're gonna take a break, and then I can usually restring it really quickly. So
it hasn't happened in a while.
We haven't arrived to the point where we have a roadie sitting in the side with a ready tuned guitar to come run out to me very quickly. We did have one gig where I broke a string and I couldn't find the right string, and it was like I had to take a longer break than I was comfortable with, and I'm like, oh man, I hope the booker isn't here seeing him manically go through my guitar case digging for all these strings. So yeah, that's usually my strategy. Take a break, tune it up, and just keep going.
And then how about with the violin strings though? Have you ever broken one during a performance?
Yeah, I have, and that's pretty rare, and I did. So I always carry a spare. I always carry a spare bow because I have broken bows during a performance. So I just have learned. I've dropped my violin multiple times and cracked it severely. So thank you, David Kerr in Portland, for repairing it. Yeah. So I think just having a spares is always helpful. Sometimes with tuning, especially if it's a 12-string guitar, that can just take a long time.
Yep.
So we've tried to come up with little instrumentals or things storytelling that I can do if he needs that tuning time, because it is kind of there could be an awkward. So I'll try to have some like a story in mind, or an instrumental or something in case he's going to need it. It's often unexpected too. You can't always determine when a guitar is going to go out of tune.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then with the bow itself, I'm always curious about like the material you use.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
usually go with like the horsehair sort of thing, or do you use like a synthetic at this point?
Yeah, and I can't remember what they're made out of now. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had a horsehair, I don't think. But I actually have switched over to carbon fiber bows.
Oh, interesting.
I know, it's so interesting. They're so
No, there was a
Oh, I have one. You could I mean, I can you're welcome to. Yeah, and they're so much lighter and they're cheaper than wooden bows are heavier. And so to get a light one, you have to spend a lot. So carbon fiber bows, they're and I think you can drop them and they're not as we have to like Heidi proof things because I just am very clumsy and tend to just drop things a lot. So yeah, I know. So I know the super classical part of me doesn't want to have, wants that wooden bow, but it's like practically, let's just,
And one of the things that I'm fascinated by when it comes to the violin is how you can change directions in the bow and maintain that note
Mm-hmm.
without hearing that audible pause. How hard was
oh,
that to sort of transition to where you were able to do that?
oh, I don't know how effectively I was doing it. Like, it's hard I don't know, because, as a kid, you can't really reflect. I still have to, when you record, you hear all the things like where I'm screwing up at it or where I could do better at it. So, I do, um, with my students, I do timing games where and they beat me a lot of times actually to see how long we can hold one note out and sustain it and kind of stay even. So it's something I still have to work at. So
That's
yeah, yeah. I love it when they beat me. That's always my delay is like, oh, you're gonna go on and play even better than me. That's a win for me always.
and is the violin something that you recommend? I don't know how else to say this. Uh, because I think there's this misconception out there,
Mm.
like if you're not 4 years old, maybe you should
Oh,
pick a different instrument. Like, what would you tell people that are interested in possibly picking up the violin even at age 35?
oh, I think I 75, 85. I think it depends on the person. But yeah, I absolutely think in some ways it might be um easier if you already know some music, then I would say it's probably a lot of it will translate over. So no, I've taught adults. I just think yeah, it's just it's great to try it out before you invest a lot. There's a lot of free violins out there that people have like in their garage. People oh yeah, I've got it in my attic or I've got an old violin. So get on, one of the free marketplace apps or things. I'm sure you could find a
Interestingly
free
enough,
one.
there's a lot of music departments that have
Oh.
spare violins as
Oh,
Oh,
well.
look at
okay.
that. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, so I think that it's always fun to try something new and as long just be kind to yourself when you start out. Like especially violin is not it's just not easy. So, um but yeah,
And the
it's
reason
good.
I bring it up is because one of the things that I hear from people from time to time is that they always wanted to start music,
Oh
but they're
yeah.
afraid because of their
Oh.
age, they're afraid because
Oh.
of this, they're not to start. And so I always love it when I hear musicians say, no, pick it up,
Yeah.
try it out.
I just started learning mandolin this year. So every year I feel like you learn a new instrument. So, um, I started painting during COVID. So you started doing poetry. So, our friend Terry, he always encourages people to be lifelong learners. And so I think it's really hard if you already feel kind of competent in something. It's almost like you don't want to try something then that you're bad at. But it's so good to always be learning. So, oh shoot, it doesn't have to be
Well, and I think like
Perfect.
what can happen is like there's this desire for either perfection or we think of music in terms of performance versus in terms of making this sound brings me joy.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where you have to start with anything is that don't worry about whether your friends are gonna like it, you know, you need to like it.
And if it's something you enjoy doing, just continue to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
who cares? If it's something that brings you joy, just do it.
Yeah, and especially with music, uh, was reading a book or listening to a book about the history of music, and it's only been in the last, I think it's 1 to 200 years that we really had this separation between
Mhm.
stage and audience. For more of culture, more of history, people sang, people did music. It was a communal thing. And yeah, you'd have your leaders, maybe were setting a beat, but it was just kind of everybody sang. And we, this doesn't have to be good. What does good mean with good music? I mean, so yeah, if it brings you joy and singing together, which is another reason we do covers, is when we sing together, it releases endorphins. And so just that act of singing a song, whether it's singing Jolene or singing a Johnny Cash song, knocking on heaven's door, singing something together, it does release those endorphins and it creates a community experience that we really need right now.
And I always view like music and musical performances almost like a mini miracle on stage.
Mm, yeah, I love that.
Take like music in general, and like the idea of 5 people on different wavelengths with different
Mm,
thought patterns, all on
yeah,
stage, but for a 5-minute song, they're in unison.
Yes.
I
Working
love
That's a
that.
great way to look at that.
That is a
I
miracle.
love
It's
that.
almost like a miracle.
Yeah.
And the fact
So
that we
true.
as humans have this ability to pull together and create these musical experiences
Mhm.
that no 2 songs are exactly alike.
Yeah.
It's just kind of mind-blowing.
Wow, I'm gonna think about it differently from now
Mhm.
on.
Most definitely.
It's so because because Ben and I have been playing together for so long, and yet um I can be a little bit difficult at times. Shocker, and there can be the emotional component. So
As can I.
so that is I really appreciate that idea of it is a miracle when two humans can be on the same wavelength and cooperate.
Yeah,
That's
because it doesn't
great.
happen outside of like the human race. Like birds have songs and stuff like that, but you're
Mhm.
not going to get 6 songbirds together on stage.
They're
It's
definitely not good at marketing.
right.
So,
Okay, really quick. Speaking of that, I do have, my mom is in heaven. I'm sure the angels were not prepared for the enthusiasm when she walked through the door. But my mom's one of my mom's favorite stories about my mom that I tell in a lot of retirement homes when we do Beatles covers, is that my mom uh, she was not able to see the Ed Sullivan show when the Beatles made their appearance. Uh, and so she was at school the next day when the kids were like, "Did you see the Beatles on TV?" So she thought there were 4 bugs in a rock band that appeared on the Ed Sullivan show. And so I don't know how long it was when she finally figured out that it was the Beatles and not Beatles playing music. So that's my handle. But yeah, how bugs they were playing rock. Hard language.
Well, we've been at this for an hour.
Oh gosh.
Wow. I know it goes by
It does.
So where can people find your music?
on Spotify, anywhere that's streaming, you can find us there. You can find us we have a web show that we have on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you just put in Chasing Ebenezer, which is our band name, you'll find it there. Yeah.
Is there a story behind the name?
Yeah.
Because that is one of the most epic names of a band.
Well, and coming up with a band name is so hard to come up with. This was one that was like, bam, like that. It kind of carries the idea of Ebenezer stones, kind of like gratitude stones.
Okay.
Where, like even like in Bible times, they would set up a stone somewhere and remember, oh, this is a miracle happened here, and like have gratitude over it. So it's kind of like chasing gratitude. Plus, Scrooge is a great name.
Yeah.
You don't have many Ebenezer's being named these days.
Oh, you talk.
And the story too of Ebenezer Scrooge was someone who was not very kind and really struggled. And once he changed, once he saw that life was such a gift, he then became generous. So
Yeah.
I want to be someone who pursues kindness and gratitude. And yeah.
And y'all are currently working on an album.
We haven't.
It's done. It's done. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. We're so glad.
We're so
Excited. Glad.
Yeah.
Is
Thank
it gonna
you.
Watch on Spotify.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you to all of the people who have helped, like financially, emotionally, your time, countless people. Yeah. Thank you for everyone who's helped get that project done. Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge that I appreciate that it's an album
Uh,
and not a series of singles.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
it is best.
And after my own heart right here.
It is intended to listen to, straight from beginning to end. You can listen to it separately, but we tried to make it so that it flows kind of in a little.
It's my
Yeah.
It's like one of the things with my autistic brain in particular is that I have to listen to albums from start to finish. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like when people ask me to put things on shuffle, I just go crazy because it's like I
get that.
I want to provide the band enough respect, especially when they've gone to the lengths to put it in a semblance of that way. At least one or two times, just listen to the whole thing and just go on a journey and just commit to listening to the whole album. And it's one of those experiences where, like, if you do that once, you will do it again and again and again.
Yeah. Because there's usually a reason. Because one time we listened to one of Jack Johnson's albums, and beautiful,
Yeah.
but we didn't realize we had downloaded it backwards.
Wow.
And so
I'm thinking this is
we're like,
too mellow even for Jack.
so then when we listened to the correct order, we're like, oh, it totally made sense. So yeah, you found your best bud here with listening to albums.
When bands just release singles, I feel a lot of, especially if it's a band I'm like, okay, my next question is, okay, when's the full thing coming out?
Yeah.
That's always my question.
Same.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I appreciate the bands that have to do that now in this sort of environment.
Sure.
Totally.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They're forced to. At the same time, it's like I want and I crave that whole sort of album experience.
Nice.
Yeah. And so what's the name of the album?
Compass.
That's awesome. So find Compass on Spotify. Anything else you want your listeners to know about before we sort of wrap up?
I'm not sure when this is going to air, but our CD release show will be November 16th at Alberta Abbey.
And
so 7 o'clock.
If you provide me with one of your song tracks, I can add that to the end of this.
Deal.
I
Absolutely.
can only do one for YouTube reasons, but since you are the artist, they allow me to.
Ooh.
Yeah, totally.
100% will. So at the end of this, stick around because one of their songs will be added to the end. And we'll wrap this up the way I always wrap it up. Be kind, y'all. We share this planet, and this world would just be much better if we just treated each other with respect and dignity. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your kindness.
Yeah.
Joy.
This has been awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
I can't wait to hear the new album.
Thank you. We'll send it to you. See, the actual disc.
Oh, thank you.
Those old CDs that are coasters now.
Right.
skin is too thin to withstand the winds that rage. It's easier to sleep, lay down and close your eyes. Close your eyes. Ever wanted to be something, not too much, more than nothing? Think about it. Hell's a life you haven't tried, wasting years, time passed by. Dream about it. It's so hard to live when your skin is too thin to withstand the winds that rage. Let's go, my love, I am on your side. See the world through technicolored eyes. Oh, sweet girl, we don't have much time. The world, it needs you now. You are not chained to your past, anchors of shame. More strength than you know, sing and those demons will go. You're not chasing fantasies, vain ideologies, things that they say. Ones who hate their medicine can't admit the shape they're in, what they need to be saved. It's so hard to live when your skin is too thin to withstand the winds that rage. Let's go, my love, I am on your side. See the world through technicolored eyes. Oh, sweet girl, we don't have much time. The world, it needs you now. Let it ring out the imago Dei in your heart. No room for fear. Fear is afraid of the dark. Time just to live, love, give all you can. Life flowing inside your veins. Let's go, my love, I am on your side.